I thought we installed some complex concepts offensively today, and it took a little while for our defense to get up to speed, but I thought as the practice went along, they adapted pretty well. We had a third down scrimmage, and that was also kind of indicative of really pleased with the offensive production early in that, and then the defense came back and had some good plays there. I think we did sustain a pretty significant injury today. Andrew Wingert, I think, broke his hand, and so we'll get confirmation on that tomorrow. But I would say there's a great likelihood that it'll be something that you'll probably miss the rest of spring, which is disappointing, but it's where it is. So that being said, I think doing a good job in some aspects of the kicking game. Cooper, I thought, really struck the ball well today, so that was encouraging. The quarterback's a little bit of a mixed bag, and we're going to need to continue to improve there. We do some exceptional things with the ball, but then I think at times we got to make sure we take care of the ball better. I thought our outside receivers are catching the ball well. I think our tight ends need to come on a little bit. And I think the running back position is looking pretty solid. So, questions?
Do you like, Craig, even though we're just a couple weeks in where you see some good things from the offense and maybe not so, and same with the defense, is that kind of par for the course for spring, or would you like to see more consistency across the board maybe?
Not typically when you get really good as a program, the offense typically has a hard time moving the ball against the defense in spring. That's just been my experience. I wouldn't say we're there yet, but I have seen some signs of more playmaking ability. And a guy like Logan Wilson's been around the football an awful lot. Johanna Gaffon doing some good things. I think we're getting some good play out of our corners as well. So I'm encouraged there, but I'd like to see a little bit more dominant defensive play, but I'm an old defensive coach as well.
I think Rico had a couple interceptions today.
He did, yeah.
What have you seen from him so far?
Well, some encouraging signs. Rico was not able to go through spring football last year, and so he came on to play and did some good things in the fall, but certainly learning. And he's got a little bit of a strained calf muscle, but I thought, he's overcome that. And he's got good ability, and he made a couple picks today.
You've talked about the young receivers. What are you seeing out of guys like C.J. James that have gotten some playing time and made some plays for you?
Well, C.J.'s been pretty consistent, but I think the guy that's probably made the most progress has been James Price. He picked up a step in the 40 during the course of the winter. I think he's understanding how to play receiver better. His releases are looking better. His ability to go out and catch contested balls, we're encouraged. And he's got good size, and he's a big, strong guy, and so we're really encouraged there. I think Austin Conway's continued to make strides as well, and John O'Qualley missed today. He had a sprained ankle, but John's done some good things as well.
With Anthony McCransky out and Andrew potentially out, just how important is it going to be for some other guys to kind of step up?
Well, it always gives an opportunity for some repetition for some younger players. Elijah Halliburton and then Josh Boyd are two guys that are going to mix in there. Somebody like Riley Sessions from Sheridan is going to get more repetition, and so while it's disappointing that we'll probably lose Andrew the rest of spring, it's going to give it an opportunity for some younger players.
What's it been like so far to have your son on staff as a GA? I'm sure there's a fine line with coach and dad, but it's early in spring. But what's that been like so far, and what have been some things?
What? Quite frankly, most of the time I don't even read. We're all coaching, and every once in a while I'll recognize, go, wait a minute, that's my son over there. But what? I've really tried to empower our defensive coaches to make sure that he's doing the things he needs to do as a graduate assistant. And I trust those guys to the point where we need to move forward as a program, and they're doing a good job mentoring. Scotty Hazelton has known Aaron a long time, and so we'll see. I told him, I'm going to stay out of your hair, but if there's 10 guys on the scout team, you're probably going to hear from me.
With Isaac Lepke, what kind of went into the decision to move him out to receiver?
Good question. Isaac has got excellent speed, and we thought he was fairly elusive during the fall. He was a quarterback, and we looked at his skill set and what he can do. And the other thing too, typically a lot of people don't realize the guys that have the best hand-eye coordination a lot of times are quarterbacks, so they're able to catch the ball. So I thought it was a pretty easy transition, and we just feel like he's going to have an opportunity to help our football team earlier at the wide receiver position as opposed to quarterback.
Next one on Saturday, Craig. I mean, obviously, like you said, you look at the injury report, do
Mm-hmm.
a lot of similar stuff as what you did, or
Yeah.
anything new or anything like that for the next practice?
You know what, we're trying to do some competitive things, you saw that today. You know, we'll have the same type of makeup, though. This won't be a full all-out scrimmage on Saturday, and then the first all-out scrimmage, I think, will be up in Casper. Okay?